Just outside downtown Oklahoma City, the Energy taking on Phoenix Rising in a little bit of a revenge match for OKC after they lost to Phoenix in heartbreaking fashion in Tempe back on May 13th. With George Metellus, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you very much for joining us. Ideal conditions for Captain Cody Lorendi and his squad to take on this Rising team who are sitting out a few stars. By the way, that would make a great name for a hot sauce.
Yes.
Not Foodie Verde. But Miguel Gonzales, certainly we're going to see plenty of him tonight.
Yeah, he is going to be an important part of the Oklahoma City attack, the number 10. He is going to be sitting behind Wojciech, but he will be the player that all the offense goes through.
But we start, of course, with Avila.
Yep, great goal here. This is against LA2, Los Dos, and he will be an important player. Remember, no Sean Wright Phillips, no Omar Bravo, so more of the attacking, more of the creativity in attack will fall on his shoulders.
And you can never get enough of this goal by Miguel Gonzales, who over the last few matches has come so close to scoring more goals.
Oh, absolutely. This is the goal that went all around the world, that certainly raised the profile of the USL. Miguel Gonzales, maybe the best attacking player on the team outside of Alex Dixon. So if he plays well, Oklahoma City has an excellent chance of winning this game.
Take a look at our 11s for Phoenix. We mentioned several players not available tonight by coach's decision. Carl Wasinski getting his first start of the season in goal. And Uzo, number 2, the defender there, playing his first match in almost a full year after recovering from a broken leg. He'll be joined by Vasquez, Greer, and Wakasa. Then Hernandez, Gavin, Cortez, Avila, Gray, and at the top, Mike Seth. Meantime, at the top for the Energy, Vucic will be there. Baril, Miguel Gonzales, Daniel Jackson getting the start with Alex Dixon resting tonight. Philip Rasmussen and Cody Andrews are back in the lineup, George, in front of Cody Lorendi.
Yeah, 3 changes from the side that lost to Colorado in Colorado. With Andrews back in the lineup, that's a welcome sight for Oklahoma City. He's a solid defender. Rasmussen in the middle, and then Daniel Jackson out wide.
So can the Energy get back at a team that stole one from them in the 95th minute? Find out when we return to USL action from Taft in Oklahoma City.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's Debit Card Rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Hey Energy fans, I'm Brent Skarkey, and your guys in green back at Taft Stadium. Little payback is on their mind as they face the kids from the desert. OKC comes back home after splitting games in Colorado last week, a Wednesday 2-1 Open Cup victory, but a Saturday 1-0 last-second loss. So now Phoenix in Oklahoma City this time. Yes, it was a last-second loss back on May 13th to Rising in the Desert. Sean Wright Phillips knocking home the game winner in extra time. Phoenix closing out a 3-game roadie with this match in Oklahoma City. Because of that, no Omar Bravo for this game. He went back to Phoenix after their win in Los Angeles over Los Dos. But Bravo, not the most dangerous player on the pitch last time these two teams met. Jason Johnson scored the first goal of the match. He was a big threat all night long, but the Energy have a new man to put on. Former Tulsa Roughneck and St. Louis FC defender Chad Bond. He was on the roster for OKC on Saturday. He will be again tonight. Schedule note to pass along: OKC on Monday announces they will face six-time Liga MX champion Pachuca in a friendly on July 11th. Can the Energy get back on track at home and get a little payback against Phoenix Rising? We'll find out. Kickoff right around the corner. I'm Brent Skarkey for Energy FC TV.
For this matchup tonight, and you see Rick Shantz. This will be the last time, apparently, that he will be in charge of the team, as Patrice Carteron will be joining shortly. And there's Jimmy Nielsen, longest tenured coach in the USL's Western Conference, hoping that he can get his team to not give away games in the final minutes. And he'll do it with a little bit of a different lineup tonight, George. We're not going to see Andy Craven at all. He is not listed after playing some US Open Cup and also getting a chance to play off the bench the other night. What an opportunity this is for Daniel Jackson, number 20, getting to start over Dixon to really show what he can do.
Yeah, that's going to be a major focal point for the Oklahoma City Energy attack, is Daniel Jackson down that right side. We know Alex Dixon has been their best attacking player alongside Miguel Gonzales, so he will have a chance to impress Jimmy Nielsen. And then also we will see how Barril does as well. Barril, we see him in the middle sometimes. They have him in the formation and out wide on the left. We'll see what he is able to do, how those attackers can come together, work together to create chances.
And there is Captain Cody Lorendi, who had a clean sheet until almost the last kick in that defeat handed to them by the Switchbacks, after they had beaten the Switchbacks and knocked them out of the US Open Cup earlier. Out of the US Open Cup, Phoenix, they were defeated by the NASL San Francisco Deltas. And we are underway. The Energy, of course, in the blue and green kits, and Phoenix in the Road Reds. And again, the conditions absolutely ideal for this match.
And with Rasmussen back in the lineup, look to see how he is going to push forward. If you suspect that Guzman will drop back, Rasmussen will be very important in connecting the defense to the attack for Oklahoma City and helping out Miguel Gonzales in the middle of the field.
Yeah, we heard Brent mention that Omar Bravo not in this match. Neither is Sean Wright Phillips, as we get some early pressure from Phoenix just outside the box. And Harris is able to get ahead on that. So there's opportunities here now for some rising players with no Bravo, with no Wright Phillips. Rooney and Rigi still injured from the game in May 13th, and they both suffered some serious knee injuries. So there's chances here for guys like Mike Seth, AJ Gray, and Romy Hernandez, Blair Gavin, who don't play that much to start this evening.
Yeah, this is a game that they have to perform well in. And remember, with a new coach coming in, about to take over in a few days, if he can impress, if those players can impress him and play well in this game, that will certainly mean positive things for them and their status on the roster. So both teams have a lot to play for, especially when you consider all the changes that have been made into the lineup.
Something else we need to mention, this is a video assistant referee match tonight. In other words, the soccer equivalent of replay. It's not used that often, to be honest, but there is another official in a booth tonight, and he will be able to buzz down to the referee for red cards to make sure the proper player is identified so the wrong player is not ejected from the game. Also, tackles around the box. There's just a small window of rulings that would bring not offsides. We do not have the technology for goals, so you cannot dispute a goal, as Harris with the acrobatic throw in. So you might get a delay tonight. We'll see.
Well, hopefully the technology doesn't slow the game down, because that's been the biggest issue, or for those that are against it, is that it slows the rhythm of the game down. But I think with the rules in place for this match, I think it'll keep the continuity of the game flowing, and then help the referees make the right calls as well. So looking forward to seeing how it's implemented and how it affects the game.
And Cody Andrews back on the back line with not a complete night off for Mickey Daly. He is listed as a substitute along with Richard Dixon. We heard about Bond earlier. Cochran is the backup goalie tonight. Daniel Gonzales and Luis Martinez, the other substitutes for Jimmy Nielsen this evening.
Yeah, Wallace and Andrews it's going to be quite a combination. We spoke with Jimmy Nielsen on the conference call, and he was very pleased with the performance of Anthony Wallace. He's a player that has more pace than Cody Andrews. So if Cody Andrews wants to push forward, help out in the attack a little bit, Wallace is there as that safety valve with pace to track down any counterattacker. So it could be a good chemistry between those two.
You had a good look at Andrews right there, who was suffering from injury. Can't forget that match in Phoenix. It seemed like they were almost a drum and fife corps with the bandaged heads and helping people off the pitch the whole time. 2 knee injuries, knocking out 2 Phoenix starters in that match, and they were able to come back in the absolute last seconds to pull out a 2-1 win. So early pressure here for the Energy. We talked quite a bit about Miguel Gonzales, who's had some dreadful luck in recent matches. Should have more than 1 goal just based on the quality of chances. That one's going to be a little bit shy, though, headed away by the interior of the back line for Phoenix, but not all the way out. Guzman will chase it down and win the ball to get it over to Andrews, who's got some room to work with if he wants to chip.
Good job by the referee allowing play to resume after Gonzales was fouled. Let the play go on. Keep the rhythm of the game going. Right now, just early on in these early first 4 minutes or so, we're seeing the Oklahoma City with a little bit of space down the left side. Good overlapping run by Highland with Barril setting him up. So look to see if that can continue to push forward, threaten the Phoenix defense, and maybe lead to a goal-scoring chance.
That's something we should point out, and in fairness to both coaches, is why we're seeing a lot of changes now in an important league game. These 2 teams trying to get into the playoff race, but they have a lot of matches coming up.
Yes.
Both are playing on Saturday. OKC also has a U.S. Open Cup match still to play on the 14th against Colorado of MLS. Phoenix, 3rd game of a road trip, and they've also been playing U.S. Open Cup, so the coach is realizing it's time to start giving players rest and hope that these others can, I mean, they're professionals. They're under contract too.
Right.
So
it's a good opportunity to see which players have been taking to the training sessions, have been learning, have picked up the training sessions, and the philosophies of the coaches the best.
Long ball here for Jackson. Double marked, but he won the ball and now is bumped off of it there by Uzo.
Wanted to see Jackson get a little more aggressive going after that ball. His pace down the right side is going to be critical in this game for Oklahoma City. If he can continue to get a lot of touches, run into space, that could stretch out that Phoenix defense, open up some holes in the middle of the OKC attack.
A little pressure here from Andrews. They're going to go all the way back to Carl Wasinski, who made quite a few matches for Arizona United a year ago, which is now what Phoenix Rising is. But this is his first start of the USL season. With Josh Cohen getting a rest, he is listed as the backup goalkeeper tonight.
See Rasmussen directing a little bit of traffic in the midfield there in the back. Andrews and Wallace continue to play there in the back. It's like Gonzales has dropped back, or the Guzman has dropped back to fill in that space. So Guzman is tracking back when Andrews is going forward, trying to fill in that space. So he's going to be more defensive minded. He might not get too many touches in this game. We'll see.
Well, you look out there and there is a kind of a lack of goal scoring from both sides. I mean, still, after being injured May 13th, Luke Rooney is still the #1 goal scorer for Phoenix Rising with 3. And you have Miguel Gonzales, Kyle Highland, Cody Andrews with goals out there among the players on the pitch for the Greens. And Highlands was a PK.
Right.
So Vucic still looking for his first goal this season in USL play. Now, he's been very effective in US Open Cup, but still has not tallied. Now, to be fair, you saw the last game. They were robbed a few times from
for sure.
on good chances. So
for sure, and that's when we had the conference call with Jimmy Nielsen, that was something he mentioned. It was just executing and finishing the chances. That's all basically they need. He likes the work effort, he likes the work rate of the team, but just finishing the chances, and that's ultimately what sets the good teams from the great teams, or the teams, I should say, that make the playoffs and those that don't make the playoffs. Those teams that can finish their chances, and right now OKC, they're creating chances, they just have to finish them.
no shots on goal yet, and no corner kicks in the 8th minute. Phoenix, by the way, the cleanest team in the league. They have not even drawn 100 fouls yet. They're at 96 fouls.
A lot of that is the experience of Omar Bravo, Sean White Phillips. They know how to tackle the ball. They know how to hold the ball at their feet, send their players through, send teammates through. And that experience, that knowledge is very important. And the rest of the team follows that. And that's why they've been able to have such a good record in terms of discipline. The card discipline, I should say.
Now here is Miguel Gonzales working his way around Uzo, lays it off for Andrews, who's been very aggressive so far. Through ball here for Gonzales. Will he get there first? No. In fact, it's off of Gonzalez's foot on the deflection by Vasquez, and so it'll be a goal kick coming up for Wasinski.
Yeah, that's going to be important for Oklahoma City. The understanding between Wojciech and Miguel Gonzales. Those two can continue to work well together, find opportunities, find spaces, then they will be very dangerous for the Phoenix attack. But those two, they're going to be the keys, especially up the middle. Out wide, you have Barilla and Jackson, but up the middle where teams can be very vulnerable and with some clever passing can exploit a defense, those two are going to have to play very well and have a good understanding of where they want to move with and without the ball.
Wasinski's a big body back there too, 6'5" for Phoenix Rising.
Usually those taller goalkeepers, you might have to shoot low. So if they can keep the ball, those shots on the ground, those taller goalkeepers have a tougher time getting low. And that might be the best way to beat Wasinski in this match. We'll see.
And that call going against the Energy in minute 10, right around midfield, and very quickly put back into play by Phoenix Rising. No draws yet. This is their 9th game of the season. We have them with 4 wins and 4 defeats. Lorendi will snatch it there.
And 1 win, 2 losses on the road, away from Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex for the team in red. So Oklahoma City, they have a very good home record, 3 wins, no draws, and 1 loss at home. So when you consider those records, that's a positive sign for Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's the road where they've had a tough time.
Yeah.
They've had 4 defeats on the road, and we mentioned the one in Phoenix, also the one in Colorado. Both of them coming in the last moment of stoppage time. I mean, almost to where the kickoff comes out and the referee blows his whistle. That's how close to the edge that OKC has given away points. We have a completely different look at this season if they had just scored draws.
Yeah. And that was something they were doing last season. Last season, they were able to either avoid losses with late goals of their own or hold on to the result in late in games, and that's how they were able to make it into the Western Conference playoffs despite struggling to score goals. This season has been a little bit different. We'll see if Jimmy Nielsen can turn things around. He has the players and he has the mindset to do so.
Well, Harris forced to put his head to that as you had some pressure from Blair Gavin, number 4. They tried a little give and go that time. Harris was able to interrupt it and force the throw in.
Yeah, Harris might need some help from Daniel Jackson. Jackson's got to be smart when he drops back in defense.
Cortez trying to switch. Cleared but not out, and now a call against Phoenix. Might have been a handball there. Take a good look at number 24, the Canadian, A.J. Gray.
Oklahoma City doing a good job of holding on to possession. They've been pretty patient for the most part.
A chance here for Jackson. He's onside. See if he drops off here for Harris. No, he's going to go ahead into the box, drops it off. Harris. And Rasmussen will have to almost retreat back to midfield to start that over again.
Oh, too bad Jackson doesn't make a turn toward goal because the space was right there. If he makes that quick turn of the hips toward goal, he's one-on-one against Wasinski, and you're talking about maybe a 1-goal advantage for Oklahoma City. The space was there, he was just a little too unselfish.
Vucic ahead through to Jackson. It's crossed, and there's absolutely nobody in blue and green there. And now a rejection on the kick outside the box, or inside the box rather, and that almost backfired against Phoenix.
Oh, that was a tough break for Oklahoma City. Wojciech laid it beautifully for Daniel Jackson. Jackson squares it in. I think Vucic or Miguel Gonzales has to be in that area to finish it. Vujicic, once he gives the pass, he's got to run into space. He's the center forward. That's his responsibility to fill in that space. He just watched the pass and didn't fill in, and that's a tough break for Oklahoma City. That's what Jimmy Nielsen was talking about. Those opportunities like that are missed, and those sometimes cost the energy points.
Kyle Highland was the one who blocked that first effort from the defense, and he took it in the side there. So the referee, Caleb Mendez, waved off the training staff. Highland just needed a second to catch his breath. Armando Villarreal is our VAR, our video assistant referee, if we need him tonight. We also have Ty Hoon, Eric Wood, and Andre Figueiredo. And Andre is tonight's fourth official. Energy FC's next home match is June 10th against the hottest team in the USL, San Antonio FC at 7:30 p.m. First 2,000 fans through the gates will get a fidget spinner from Energy FC and First Fidelity Bank if you call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com/tickets.
This is an encouraging sign for Oklahoma City. They've been able to hold the possession. They've been able to use Jackson down the right side to get in behind the defense. It's just a little bit more commitment from the forwards in terms of getting into the penalty area, providing more numbers, and then obviously with the ball and the ability to cross. I mean, Phoenix's back line is giving up space in their own penalty box, so it's just a matter of getting numbers in there, taking a little bit of a risk, and then finishing the chances when they present themselves.
And now down the left-hand side, some pressure here from Baril. He waits, trying to get it through, can't quite do so. Gonzales had it for the moment with Vujicic also around there, and now we might get a counterpunch in Phoenix.
It's a great ball by Baril to Miguel Gonzales.
Collision there is going to be a Phoenix call in their favor. They'll get the kick after the collision.
That time, Vujicic did the right thing. He got into the penalty area, hustled to get into the penalty area. And just the touch on Miguel Gonzales with the spin was just a little bit behind him. And another lost opportunity for Oklahoma City, but they're there. You can see the holes are there. This back line of Phoenix is vulnerable to an Oklahoma City attack. Now it's just a matter of making that right connection and passes to finish and score.
Chipped into the box, or near it, I should say, and headed away, so a goal kick is coming up. Remind everybody that you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league by tuning in to Mike Watts' program, USL Coast to Coast, Mondays at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Do not forget, Sirius XM FC will have the USL Game of the Week. And all you have to do is check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. OKC showing some patience here.
And with the two wingbacks going forward, Highland and Harris, what's happening is Guzman is dropping back, and it's like a three-man back line with Andrews, Guzman, and Anthony Wallace. So they're still keeping some defensive organization while those wingbacks are pushing forward. You want to make sure that at least they don't give up too much space in the back. So Guzman dropping back to fill in that back line when Michael Harris and Kyle Highland go forward. And they do like to go forward a lot.
There's Guzman right there. And back to Andrews, so pressing forward, no question, is OKC. And you get a good look at Harris, and that's what George mentioned, kind of cheating up a little bit.
Highland is cheating up a lot. You don't see him, so you don't even see him there on the left side because he is cheating up so far. And what has to happen there is Anthony Wallace and Baril have to connect so that Highland can go forward even more.
Well, he's going forward to the top of your screen. It's laid off for Vujicic, and a little miscommunication, I think, as that ended up being a good run from Gonzales to force the goalkeeper to dive to save the ball. But it looked like Daniel Jackson wasn't sure what he wanted to do there. He hesitated.
Yeah, he hesitated a little bit. I think maybe he was worried about being offsides, and that might have slowed his run down, or at least slowed his thinking. But another time we're seeing the right pass getting behind that Phoenix defense, and with a well-timed run, that time Wyszynski went off of his line, so he did a good job of cutting off the angle. But Gonzales, that pat made a well-timed run. Rasmussen able to slide it through. So we've seen Vujicic, we've seen Rasmussen make passes. We've seen Barril create some opportunities where they've been able to pass and get their teammates in behind that defense. Once again, it's just a matter of scoring and someone just being a little more aggressive, making the right turn to shoot. But the spaces and the openings are there. I'm sure Jimmy Nielsen is happy about that part.
Got it. Vasquez running free is just a long blast, almost completely out of the stadium that time from Cortez. Not a threat to Lorendi at all.
Here's the play here. Rasmussen. Gonzales continues his run. It's the right pass, but Wyszynski comes off of his line. And that's what they have to do. You set up those 1-2s, set up those quick boom, boom, boom passes, and keep players running off of the ball into space. Phoenix is having a hard time defending that, and their back line is not in unison, so there's holes opening up, and that's leading to opportunities for OKC. So they just have to continue to keep doing that, and the first goal of the match will fall.
Lorendi with a huge left foot blast that time. 2/3 of the way down the pitch. 50-50 ball, and both players shaken up. It looked like Hernandez in red and Barril for OKC. And both players now being tended to. No foul from the referee. Hernandez is already up. Let's take another look at this.
Ooh, yeah. That's head-to-head right there. Both of them hopefully are okay. Looks like Hernandez is up, and Barril is going to shake it off as well. But
and they will go through those concussion tests potentially just to make sure that they're going to be okay. They'll have their vision checked, and they'll be asked a question or two. I did not see the official point in either direction to indicate a foul on that 50-50 ball.
Yeah, there wasn't a foul. It was just both of them going up for it at the same time, and unfortunately the heads collided. But they both seem to be okay, and that's a good sign. And you know, nowadays with all the attention to concussions and head injuries, you don't want to leave anything to chance. You want to make sure 1,000% that they're both okay and that there's no long-term injuries or long-term effects from it. So I'm sure after the match there'll be some other protocols that go into place as well to make sure both of them are okay. But it appears that for now they're fine, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, for a second I thought Buddy was being walked off the pitch, but instead he turns and comes back, and Hernandez is back, so everything is going to be okay, hopefully, for these two players, and they'll be able to continue.
And good sportsmanship there by the captain, Blair Gavin, just giving Barril a good, high five, hand slap there to let him know that it was okay, nothing intentional there. Same thing with Hernandez. So the respect between both of these teams is very high, and you like to see that.
So we get back to it here in the 21st minute. One really golden opportunity for OKC that was left on the doorstep, almost literally left on the doorstep, that they could not capitalize on. While Phoenix has not really tested Cody Lorendi at all. And again, not playing tonight for Phoenix. Wright Phillips is not here. Bravo did not make the trip as well. Still injured Luke Rooney. So they've lost some offense, this Phoenix Rising team, either to rest or to injury. OKC not playing Andy Craven tonight or Alex Dixon. They both get tonight off. Through ball here, though, dangerous. And Wallace is back to intercept. And a tremendous job to get in front of Mike Seth that time from Wallace. Seth had a moment of...
he broke through. He was able to break through and get in behind that OKC defense. I think the pass might have curled away from Seth, and I think that's why Wallace was able to recover. But still, the scary moment there for the Oklahoma City defense, and they're going to have to tighten up on that. That was well done by Cortez to send that ball through. Saw that opening, saw that Seth played the offside line perfectly, timed his run, and was able to get through. But without Sean Wright Phillips especially, Phoenix have no one in the midfield who can kind of set the tempo, who can control the ball, hold the ball, maintain possession, and allow those speed demons on either side. In this case, it would be Cortez and A.J. Gray to get down the field and open themselves up to a pass. They don't really have anyone up the middle that can do that, so that's why they're struggling to hold on to the ball, and that works to OKC's favor.
See Harris getting involved and heading that out of the box anyway. Now an opportunity here. Gavin. And Lorendi will snatch that before it becomes too much of a problem right near the post.
That's a clever touch there by Blair Gavin. Instead of going for power, he went for the finesse and the placement, and it was on target. It was on target, but Lorendi reading it perfectly. The sun and the shadows not getting into his eyes, not affecting him, and he was able to keep that ball out pretty comfortably. But you got the cleverness of Blair Gavin there to try that was impressive.
Now we're starting this match a half hour later than normal, so we're starting to see those shadows more than we would normally see the sun at this point in a match, and we have players shaken up, but the referee rules play on. I think that Seth that got knocked down and hasn't quite gotten back up yet. That gives OKC a chance to pressure a little bit of Harris, but he was not able to control it.
Phoenix did a good job of just getting bodies back on that quick little counter there with Barril running into some space, and then Jackson unfortunately turns it over, but he liked the hustle. He drops back, knows he made a mistake, and quickly drops back defensively to help out.
That's a pretty clear foul by Blair Gavin that will go in favor of the Energy.
And the chip there, that's a great thought process there by Blair Gavin, and Lorendi reading it all the way. Not fooled, but the clever touch there, clever thought there by Gavin.
Vucic will drive one and force Wasinski to go to the ground.
Why not? If it's there, if it's available, and you have the time and space, goalkeepers have been beaten from further out, so why not go for it? And for Wojciech, who's playing that center forward, that striker role, he has some space to shoot. Maybe that'll build his confidence.
Solid job there by Andrews to win possession, and now that allows the Energy to get going here with Highland.
Phoenix not really putting too much pressure. They're not pressing too intensely on whoever has the ball for OKC, just trying to keep the players in front of them, but OKC running into space and doing well to just create opportunities.
Well, Gonzales almost got off a miraculous pass, but
yeah.
Uzo instead sent it down a long way, and Phoenix with a mild threat that's going to end right here.
Yeah, Guzman had a lot of space. If Gonzales was able to get it to Guzman, he could have gone to the left, could have gone to the right, and really created something dangerous for OKC. But there's a lot of space in the middle. Without them pressing too hard, there's space up the middle for Oklahoma City. They just have to exploit it and you get into those areas more consistently.
Barrio drops it off now here for Daniel Jackson, and that's just too far. And Vucic pulls up just short of the ad signs, which gives me a chance to tell you about the Energy FC Gold Card, a benefit for seasoned seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dunkin' Donuts, iFly Indoor Skydiving, La Oaqueña Bakery, and El Malecon Restaurant. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
And that last sequence, that last movement for Oklahoma City, it would have been tough for Jackson to connect with Wojciech there because there were about 4 defenders in the area, just Wojciech in the area. So we would have had to loop it around 4 players to get to him on the far post.
Loose ball here with Uzo and Gonzales. Gonzales picked his pocket, but is going to be ruled by the referee's assistant to have pushed, and that will go in favor of Phoenix Rising.
I don't know. Take a look at the replay for that one. Let's see. It's reckless ball or clearance by. Ooh, I don't know there. Looks like he got the ball more than Uzo there. That's a tough break for Miguel Gonzales.
Yeah, the referee did not say anything, right? He saw the flag come up.
Right.
So the assistant made that call, actually, and the referee went along with him.
I didn't see a push from behind. I saw Gonzales get the ball, but I didn't see a push. A little unlucky for Gonzales.
Now we're going to get a call here in favor of Phoenix Rising, and now this gives them a little bit of an opportunity to run a set piece here. Still a bit of a ways out from the goal, but nevertheless with a good foot here, and we'll see who lines up to take this. You might see Gavin, who we've already seen can mix his speeds.
Yep. This is as it's straight away, pretty much straight away, which a lot of times is a tougher angle because the goalkeeper knows he can figure out where the ball is going to go, or I should say it's harder for the free kick taker to decide where he wants to go, while if it's on one side or the other, it's an easier angle.
They're going to go left foot straight at Lorendi, and he's all over it.
Once it got past the wall and Lorendi got a good view of it, quickly shuffled his feet and got behind the ball, made a pretty comfortable save.
He wants everybody out of there. Up the pitch he wants.
Wants to boot it deep, see if he can put pressure on that Phoenix back line. You get a winner header in the midfield.
That's exactly what happened there. But Uzo able to clear it away. That's a nice header there. I think that was Gray that got that, but could not get it over to his teammate in time. So it will belong to the Greens in the 29th minute.
Uzo has become quite a physical presence in this matchup for Phoenix in that back line. Physical presence. Sometimes we've seen him a little over anxious, and that's allowed Oklahoma City to get in behind him. But for the most part, big physical presence, not afraid to use his body to make contact with Gonzales or Jackson or Vujicic. So that's someone that Oklahoma City will have to watch out for.
Well, you can't blame him. He hasn't played in a match, a formal match, since August of last year. He broke his leg, and this is his first start. So it's understandable why he might be a touch jacked, but he's been all over the back line so far for the Rising.
For sure, but that's something that Oklahoma City can exploit. If he's too hyped up, too jacked, and he gets out of position, that leaves that space in behind him, and with some quick passing and good movement, they get in behind him, and a goal-scoring opportunity comes up. So if Oklahoma City are smart, they can exploit his jacked upness, if you will. I don't know if that's a word. I just made up a word.
It is now.
It is now. Cool.
Yes, in the Metellus dictionary, jacked upness has just been added.
Next to stick-to-itiveness.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's not much of a difference, really.
Yeah.
I think jacked up is a little more energetic than stick-to-itiveness, which is more. How about this one? Nose to the grindstone.
Nose to the grindstone. Okay.
Which sounds painful to me. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to do that on a Saturday night. Definitely not.
I'd rather have my stick-to-itiveness.
Yes. And jacked upness.
Yeah. The jacked upness would really be awesome.
Well, English was my goodest subject in school. So
yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
At that fine private institution that we both attended.
Oh, yes. Yes.
A nice move by Harris to go by. He drops it off now for Vujicic. Through to Gonzales. Gonzales trying to get by Uzo. He tried to strike with the left foot, but it's headed back toward him. Gonzales with the trap, but there's a lot of red around the ball right now. Jackson with a nice little play through here for Vujicic, but he loses it. Steady backline play, interrupting that by the energy. They just could not get an opening.
Yeah, that was a tough break there, but Gonzales tried to get it to his left, couldn't get that shot off, and then Vujicic tried to play it out wide to Barrilli, couldn't get it to him as well, but they held on to possession. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, wide now to Harris. Harris has got some room to make a decision. He'll go toward the goal instead, and an easy ball for Wasinski.
Yeah, Harris was looking for Jackson in the middle, but Jackson was surrounded by about 4 Phoenix defenders. It would have been very difficult to play the ball to Jackson off of a cross. So went for goal, and Wasinski made the comfortable save. The pace has slowed down a little bit in this match. I know Oklahoma City, they want to speed it up a little bit, especially when they have possession. This is working very well for Phoenix right now. If they can just keep the ball in their attacking half, slow the pace down, especially when you're talking about a lineup where they're not very familiar with each other. We'll see how that plays out.
Coming up at the half, Brent Skarkey will give us a look at the U23s for the Greens. Phoenix just outside the box, chipped in now. Wallace will clear along with Highland, but not all the way out. That didn't go anywhere. And that should be a goal kick. Let's see. It is. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, just visit NikeSoccer.com. And don't forget, we reminded you, we'll tell you again, that today's match plays an important role in the close partnership between Major League Soccer and the USL to test the use of a video assistant referee, or VAR. The VAR will be implemented during any key match-changing situations and serious missed incidents on the field. For more information on VAR and its use in the match, just visit USLsoccer.com, where you can stay up on all the latest league news and also follow the league on Twitter at @USL. So just a quick look at some stats. As far as possessions, almost 59-41 in favor of the Greens. And as far as just shots, only 5 total in the game, 3 by Phoenix, 2 on target. Both the OKC shots have been on target.
That's an encouraging sign for Oklahoma City, because when we spoke to Jimmy Nielsen on the conference call, that was something he really wanted the team to do better, is take their chances.
That's a good run there by Jackson. Now wide to Gonzales. Gonzales drops it off. This could be potential here if Baril can do something with it. And he's going to have to get it back to the middle. Chipped in. Traffic clear. Gonzales. No. Could not get a clean look. Taken down in the box. Everybody's yelling for the call. He's not going to get it, and Phoenix escapes.
Oh, I thought for sure he got contacted, or he got hit from behind here as that ball snuck through. And oh no, I think he just mishit it there. He's unlucky again. Tough break, coming over late. It looked like it was Uzo who came over late to get his leg in between Gonzales and the ball, but that was a tough break there. But Oklahoma City, once again, they're able to get behind the Phoenix defense. Even if there are 7-8 attackers, it's just a matter of finishing.
And of course, it would be the heartbreak kid, Gonzales, who just, you know, he scored one of the greatest goals you'll ever see in any level of the game in your life. And that's all, I shouldn't say that's all he's done, but that is his only goal of the season in the USL this in 2017's campaign. And man, has he had some great chances.
It's too bad that goal that he scored doesn't count for 3, because it was certainly amazing. And it's almost as if, okay, the soccer gods came down and said, we'll let you score this amazing goal, and then for about a month and a half, you won't get any chances, okay? You got your glory, now you have to pay for it. So it's a tough break for Miguel Gonzales. But all the great goal scorers in the past, in the history of this game, they always say, they go through slumps, but they always say, I know I'm playing poorly if I don't get chances. And Miguel is getting chances, so he's playing well. It's just a matter of finishing him and getting that ball over the line into the back of the net.
Let's see if Harris goes for the acrobatics. Doesn't have the room. Instead, he goes in. Hides, popped up on the header. Highland missing on the opportunity, and now the Rising will try to break out and counterattack if they can. Gray off the foot of Highland. It'll go out of bounds and be a throw-in for the Rising. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members. It earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dental Works, Central State Beauty and Wellness College, iCakes, Gourmet Cakes and Desserts, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, just go to energyfc.com/gold. Cortez trying to work around Andrews. Centers it. This is dangerous. Can they turn it off his shot? It's blocked. It's Harris who came back to block the shot, as Mike Seth had a dangerous opportunity in Lorendi's kitchen.
This is great work by Michael Harris. He is the right back, but because Andrews went out, he had to come into the middle, fill in that space.
Oof, struck on the volley by Gavin. And if that had been from farther out, that would have been dangerous. That looked like a parabola.
Yes.
And it just went right over the crossbar.
Yes, for sure. The way it was looping down and dipped toward the end, you were right. If it was a few yards out, looks like it would have gone in. We've seen Gavin on a couple of occasions. We saw that long chip that Lorendi saved. He's switching his game up a little bit. He has a little bit of creativity, a little bit of guile there in his game in terms of shooting on goal. He's not afraid to try some things, and if you were Phoenix, you have to like that.
Well, he was with his team last year when they were Arizona United. He's also played for Portland Timbers 2 in USL. He's on the left as the Energy will cut that off before it got too terribly far, but at midfield it'll be Gray.
That was great defense by Barril.
And this to Harris, and he'll do the right thing. 38th minute, and we are at 0.
This is the first time in the entire match that we've seen Phoenix actually look dangerous going forward, actually sustain a little bit of possession for maybe 3 or 4 minutes and see if they can open up things in the Oklahoma City back line. So the Energy, they have to tighten things up here and get the ball back in possession and into their attacking half.
So Mike Seth will take this throw in. Toward the box, Lorendi's off the line. He's out of the picture. Opportunity with an empty net. And it doesn't happen. And the Energy is fortunate.
Ooh, they take advantage. Phoenix almost taking advantage and scoring off of the over-aggressiveness of Lorendi. I thought at first Lorendi would get a foul in his favor, but there was no contact there. He actually hits Gray in the, or excuse me, Uzo in the back, and then just chaos in the area after that.
Well, it was Gavin was in there, and also Cody Wakasa was around, number 3. And you can see it looked like Blair Gavin who had the best chance of all.
Gavin, I think he was running onto it, and he just couldn't get his leg up to take that shot, and he just kind of chested it out of bounds. But Lorendi, a rare mistake there. He was overly aggressive, and it was very dangerous there. Almost cost his team a goal. But a good discipline by Oklahoma City's defense.
That pass barely good enough. Andrews had to come a long way to get it, with Blair Gavin hanging around. If he had picked that off, he might have been able to go right in on the goaltender one-on-one.
For a man his size, Cody Andrews, he's very fast. He's deceptively quick for a man his size.
Oh, we got it down here, and the Energy bench erupting, looking for a foul, but the referee ruling play on. You got Miguel Gonzales, lost it, got it back. He's got Jackson wide. This was the play. Jackson back to the middle, and it's going to be swept away, but Jackson still trying to win the ball back. Almost got a piece of it. And the injured player for OKC back up. I think that might have been Baril. Yep. Gonzales again, and that time just too much. I think his legs just sort of quit on him there for a moment. Now Gray with a burst of speed. Still on the run, and he just got hammered from behind. That's an easy call for the referee to make.
Yeah, Gray was able to get around Guzman.
And that's going to result in our first card of the night. And that'll be on Juan Pablo Guzman.
And Gray was able to get around him. And he had caused a little bit of separation, and Guzman tracking back and got a little frustrated that he got around him and clipped him from behind. And that's the power of pace, the strength of speed. When you are able to use it, get around the defender, you create opportunities like that. Yellow card against a holding midfielder, so now Guzman has to be dangerous in defense as well. And now Phoenix set piece opportunity here. See if they can surprise OKC with an opening goal.
Well, do they go to Blair Gavin with the right foot? They also have a left-footed option. The last time they went left foot, he did get on goal.
This might be a right footer, kind of swing spin, try to sneak it in that near post there.
They'll go left. And Lorendi saw it cleanly, able to come away with it easily.
The left foot is easier for the goalkeeper because that natural curve toward the right. So goalkeeper sees it easier. It's an easier save as well.
Now Cortez taking that opportunity. But now Phoenix keeping the pressure on. Seth breaks toward the middle. I think he was the intended recipient, but Andrews got in the way of that. And now the break starts out. I'm assuming that's Brodil who made that play, not Andrews. Highland, through ball here. This could be something. Vucic setting up in the middle. Highland will go wide, try to get it to Vucic. Far post instead. And it stays in play. Jackson will control it. Trying one more time. Baril. Working it back to Highland. And this will start anew.
Yeah, it's a tough break there, Highland. He didn't have anyone to pull it back toward the middle of the penalty area, so he had to try to force it into Vucic, who was covered by 2 players, being marked by 2 players, and that kind of killed the rally there. Actually, Rasmussen, who had pushed up on the attack, if he gets into the penalty area, creates does the right movement to get some space in the penalty area, he could have made himself available for Highland on the cutback, and then he would have taken a shot on goal, but he pulled too far back out of the penalty area, kind of killed the attack going forward. Vucic has found himself oftentimes when there have been crosses marked by 2 or 3 players, and it's hard to get him the ball on crosses when he's marked by 2 or 3 players.
Minute 43 here, and stoppage time probably 2, maybe up to 3 minutes max. We did have a little bit of an injury timeout with 2 players at a collision. Phoenix now with a shot. It's rejected. And coming back the other way will be the Energy. Badil has got Highland left and Jackson right. He goes left to Highland. Rasmussen there. Top of the box, trying to clear some space. Could dropped it off to Harris, goes to Jackson wide right. And too tender a touch, and the Energy fortunate to get the throw in on that as he tried to drop it off to Gonzales, and it was intercepted by who else? Blair Gavin.
Yeah.
There appear to be 5 Blair Gavins out there right now, George.
It appears to be, yeah, for sure. Ton of Phoenix players in the area. Every time Oklahoma City goes on the attack, and it appears that they have some space, they have done an excellent job of just getting enough bodies back and getting enough numbers back to confuse and stifle the OKC attack.
Highland with a low chip, but they needed to get more height on that to get it to where Vucic is, but that allows the Energy to keep it in, the pressure on. Guzman, we hear 2 minutes of stoppage time will be the number from the referee.
Hey Billy, the stoppage time is going to be 2 minutes.
You got Wallace pushing up just a little bit there now. Oh, that's a sweet move toward the goal. The cross is blocked. Ball is loose in the box. And let's see what this is going to be ruled as a throw-in for the Energy. This might be where you want Harris here to throw it deep into the box.
See, that's a sweet cutback move, but Wojciech comes in. He actually comes out to try to be that safety valve there instead of having to cross it into a crowded 6-yard box. Wojciech comes out, but unfortunately, Gonzales had made up his mind. If he waits a little bit longer for Wojciech to come out, then he could have got it to Wojciech. He would have had plenty of time and space to shoot.
We go through little bursts of each team having great chances. There's a shot that's going to go way wide from Gonzales. Not even that threatening, but we had just had a little mini burst from Phoenix to put pressure on. Now we went through about 4 minutes of Greens putting some pressure on as we now start our stoppage time clock. But yet, we may be headed to the dressing rooms tied at 0.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, the biggest problem they've had in this first half has been their spacing and the movement in space to create shot opportunities. Too many crosses into the 6 when the pullback is there if someone is in that space to finish it. We saw earlier in the match, Daniel Jackson had a great run down the right, pulled it back, and nobody was there to finish it. They have to, someone has to step up, maybe risk a little bit in the back, giving up some defense in the back to push another person forward so that they have someone in that space to finish the opportunities, because Phoenix is giving them that space.
So which team will get one last good thrust before we take a break? We'll hear from Brent Skarke. And look at the Greens U23 squad. Badil. And you see what they've done so far this year. They are perfect 6 tries.
Impressive. It's the future of the team.
Harris. That's not bad. Headed on!
Oh!
It's a goal! Beautiful from Harris, and Vucic finds the back of the net.
And Vucic using his size to finish, elevating over 2 Phoenix players. A brilliant service by Michael Harris. Well-timed lead by a player who's, what, 6'4", 6'5", Vucic, and he scores a magnificent goal.
What service from Harris this is, though, and Vucic just explodes into that header.
Yeah, brilliant header there by Vucic, but also a bit of a mistake there by J.J. Greer. Instead of attacking the ball, look, he basically tries to get under Vucic instead of just holding his ground, jumping straight up. Vucic takes advantage of it. It's a great goal there for Oklahoma City.
And that is Vucic's first goal of the season in USL play, and Harris will get the assist, finally.
Yes.
After he didn't get an assist on that spectacular throw into Gonzales because it struck another player en route to the bicycle kick. But, boy, that was just fantastic. And finally, after plenty of chances, OKC cashes in. And we should be getting the whistle, and we do right there. What a way to send your side into the dressing room and your fans to the t-shirt stand. That's a thrilling goal by Vucic, and OKC's Energy will take a 1-0 lead going into halftime. Coming up, we'll hear from Brent Skarkey and look at those undefeated U23s, and of course George and I will take you through the numbers of this first half, which concludes with the Energy up on the rising 1-0.
Offensive momentum was building, and obviously there's something nice at the end there. Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's debit card rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
Well, many know Energy FC also has a U23 team. George and I have talked a little about that already in this first half. Last year, the U23s advanced to the Western Conference Finals of the PDL and earned a spot at the 2017 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. The season is again off to a fast start. Energy FC correspondent Brent Skarkey examines the U23s.
We mention it often, but the soccer scene continues to grow and get stronger in the Sooner State. A sure sign of this, the Energy U23s are back for their second season in the Player Development League. The PDL is a place where more than 70% of all MLS draftees have found their soccer legs. A level below the USL, PDL teams are usually composed of top college and recently graduated players wanting to get a little extra pitch time in the summer. It also allows them to get on the radar of pro coaches and clubs.
I think there's a couple different things with it. Obviously in the first year we really wanted to put a stamp out there and show the level and quality of a PDL, and championship culture is what we're all about. And so as we did that in the first year, there was a large emphasis on putting a very successful team on the field. I know when they evaluated that in the off season as well, we wanted to further build in that true pathway to pro. So you saw a lot more American players come in to the mix because we knew that their percentage chances of making the pros during the same year were a lot better. Obviously, with a professional team, you've got limited international spots, so you see a lot more of the promising young American stars doing two things really: providing a good training environment for them during the summer. And then secondarily, it's really what we like to call kind of an extended trial period for the professional team, so you can see them in their day in and day out training environment. And then also they get the opportunity to be in with the pros, so you really get to kind of know what you're getting into on a day-to-day basis.
U23s played most of their home matches at UCO, but they had the chance to play at Taft in May. With Energy first-team coaches watching and scouting, Coach Spin Love and his guys scored 3 unanswered goals, including a header in extra time to top Houston 3-2.
Really cool because we have such a good group of guys. The competition in practice, especially with Coach Spin Love, is just always, you're working your butt off. And thanks. And, it's just awesome to see the guys come together and get a win like this.
I think you can tell all the way through the squad there's so much competition for places, and it's tough. And when boys get their chances, they're taking them at the moment. So, yeah, really good strength and depth in the whole squad.
It's a long summer. It's a lot of work for the guys. We're out there, they're training like pros every day. We're out there on the field every day looking to get better, and it's game after game. It's back-to-back weekends. It's game. So last year, obviously, we were a new team, so I had to go out there and persuade people to come here last year. But it was the complete opposite this year. A lot of we had hundreds of players who wanted to come here, so it was an attractive place to play this year after the success we had last year. And I know the word got out there that the guys had a good experience.
And another great thing about the U23 team is that some of those players able to practice with the first team helps out the guys in green, but also helps out those young U23 players get noticed by that first team coach. The U23 is also with access to the Exos training that the first team uses to achieve top physical performance goals. The Energy Club as a whole making sure soccer talent is nurtured. For scheduled dates and more information, check out the U23's webpage at energyfc.com and come check out the future of soccer for yourself. For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
And definitely Foodie, I've had a day so far for Energy leading 1-0 as we are getting set to bring you the second half. We'll take a look back at that first half with the highlights, and we'll also take a look at the upcoming schedules for these two teams and some standings if time permits. You're watching the USL with the Energy leading Phoenix Rising 1-0.
I never understood why.
Which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
Find out how a Mercy doctor can take care of you. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Greens with a nice crowd here at Taft, and their fans happy with the first half anyhow. 1-0. Now, let's be honest, the last couple of times the Energy have nursed some leads or some chance to at least escape with a draw. They have not been able to hang on, so this next half might be a nervous one for all rooting for OKC. With George Metellus, I'm Dave Lamont, and we saw what happened in May in Tempe, where Phoenix stole the 2 points, the 3 points really, at the end, breaking up a 1-1 draw with a stoppage time goal in the final seconds. And the highlights of this so far, both teams had little bursts, George, where they were the better side.
Yeah, for sure. And Oklahoma City, they were the team that gave up the first opportunity of this match. Almost a mistake there, costly for OKC, but Cody Andrews does well there. But on numerous occasions, they were able to get behind the Phoenix defense through the middle with some clever passing, and there was a noggin knocker, if you will, between Hernandez and Barril, and hopefully, thankfully I should say, both of them were okay. But this was a clever play here by Blair Gavin trying to catch Cody Larendi. That might have been the best chance for Phoenix in this game.
One more look at it, you see that it blasted.
He had the chip there, yeah.
And he put it in an area, might have hit the crossbar, might have hit the post, but Larendi could not take an opportunity to let that go by. You see a good left-footed strike here by Vucic. He's been coming closer to scoring his first goal.
Absolutely, and then this is the long-range effort. Larendi sees it well, gets down low quickly, and makes a pretty comfortable save. We've seen a couple of occasions Cortez take those free kicks, and Larendi has done very well on both occasions to keep the ball out. This one here, is this a penalty? Oklahoma City fans will say it was. Looked close to me there, but it was just an indication of how well OKC was able to get behind the defense, and then finally the goal would come. And you have to wonder what J.J. Greer is thinking. And look, he just completely sells out, doesn't stop, attack the ball. Wojciech does, and you get the goal.
His first goal of the season on a beautiful service from Harris, and that's where we stand right now. You see shots actually favoring Phoenix, although on target equal. Possession dominated by the Energy, and the one yellow card to Juan Pablo Guzman in the 40th minute. We've only just had the flag go up once. I don't think we've had a corner kick in this match yet. and no heavy discipline red cards. And this is a video assistant referee match, but so far, no calls from box for the referee to check the video.
Yeah, this is what the Oklahoma City Energy need to do in the second half. If they play the same way they were playing in the first half, finish their opportunities, they will win this game. But if they allow Phoenix to get more possession and Avila and Gavin have more of an impact in the game, more influence going forward, they could be in trouble.
And we're ready to roll as the sides are already retaken, and we'll keep an eye if we see any substitutions. We're going to talk about upcoming schedules, but we're ready to go. But we'll remind Phoenix, by the way, Drogba is going to be playing this weekend for Phoenix.
Ooh.
Scheduled to play against the Whitecaps FC2 in Tempe on Saturday at the Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex. So that'll be a big thrill for those fans. And the Energy will be hosting San Antonio on Saturday. What a huge opportunity that is to go after the top team in the table in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and a little bit of a homecoming situation. They'll be going up against old teammate Cyprian Hedrick, who's one of the best defenders, one of the best center backs with OKC last year, going back to Texas, helping San Antonio to become one of the best teams, the best team in the Western Conference so far. So that'll be a very emotional game for Oklahoma City.
Phoenix in the Road Reds tonight. An opportunity one more time on a throw-in for Phoenix.
We haven't seen A.J. Gray in that first half, had a couple of chances. I think Phoenix, to get back into this game, they have to utilize their wings more often. We saw Cortez have a couple of very good passes to Mike Seth.
Vasquez goes wide. They tried a little flip, tried to get clever with a heel, and it did not work. And let's see where we're going to get set up for. And I mentioned there weren't any corner kicks. That streak has come to an end.
Yep.
And let's see if they go with the right foot in swinger here or go with, and it won't be Cortez taking it. That's going to be Avila.
This man right here has more touches on the ball, can play out wide with Cortez and Gray. Phoenix has a chance.
Came out low. Still in play and a goal! We're tied. The equalizer coming off from J.J. Greer Jr.
That is a shock. Anthony Wallace is asking for a foul here, and he might have a legitimate case here. The man who basically allowed Wojciech to elevate for the header on the goal, scores a goal of his own. Let's see, does he foul Wallace here? Oh, I think he might have got away with a little bit of a push on the waist of Anthony Wallace. That's what Wallace is saying, which is why he doesn't get up here. You can see he elevates, jumps up late, and Greer, it falls to his head and he scores. That was a very awkward goal by Phoenix, but it counts nevertheless.
I was amazed at that getting it to Greer in the first place because the corner kick came out so low.
Yeah.
They actually had to bend to try to put a head on the ball, and it winds up going to Greer, who explodes it past Lorendi, his first goal of the season, and we are knotted up, and some folks haven't even gotten back from grabbing their beer and hot dogs yet.
I think what happened was that near post, it was designed, Waukesha gets the head onto it. It's an unusual, it just goes straight up. So you would figure either Lorendi or, in that case, Wallace would clear it away, but Wallace believes he was fouled. Instead of kind of just powering through it, he's waiting for the call. It doesn't go, and Greer is there to finish it. They say two headers in the area equals a goal, and that was the case.
Well, Energy now almost turned it over right in front of Lorendi, who had to come well off the line to get rid of it. And so OKC has to get their legs back and get their heads back into this match, because that was almost a chance for Phoenix to take the lead.
It was a very awkward goal by Phoenix. It was a goal that I'm sure Jimmy Nielsen would say it shouldn't have gone through. They should have defended that much better. That wasn't the case.
Yeah, call or no call. That was not their best effort defensively. So now trying to move up the table. Both these teams are in the lower end of the Western Conference, but this is just the 10th game for the Energy and only the 9th for Phoenix. So they've got some catching up to do compared to some of the other sides in the Western Conference.
These games that they have in hand, Oklahoma City, eventually when they play them, if they can pick up these points now in the games that they are playing, will go a long way in helping them qualify in the Western Conference.
Vucic now, they'll go out wide right. Daniel Jackson drops it off to the center, and it's going to be wiped out. That time Greer, I believe, got in the way of that. Don't see any changes for either side. No side with a substitution at the break.
Michael Harris has been able to run loose the entire game down that right side of the OKC attack, the left side of the Phoenix defense.
That's some clever footwork that time by Avila to get away from Rasmussen. And an opportunity now for Gavin. He surveys the field, goes to his right. Cortez, who favors the left foot, trying to, they will not give him an open look. Rasmussen helped shut the door along with Jackson, and now Badil will try to counter for the Energy. Nice touch here. Gonzales. Back to Badil. He'll play it out wide, but not wide enough. And getting in the way of it that time is Victor Vasquez.
That's a tough break there for Oklahoma City. Some clever touches through the midfield.
And they'll work it all the way back to Carl Wasinski, making his first start of the season tonight for Phoenix Rising, who does not have Luke Rooney available. He is still injured, actually, and I'm not sure when he'll be back, if at all, this season. But you also do not have Omar Bravo or Wright Phillips.
Right now, Oklahoma City are able to control. They are able to pretty much move at will through the midfield with the passing and the ball movement. What's happening is when they get to that final third, they're lacking that movement off the ball. They're waiting for an extra person to come in and fill in the space to make that pass, and it hasn't worked out so far.
Flag is up. You know, I'm spoiled, and I'm also older than you. You know who they desperately need on this team? Gerd Mueller.
Oh, my goodness. Der
Bomber.
Yes, Der Bomber.
I'm going back a ways for you younger fans. Look him up. Devastating German striker. And you talk about a guy who knew where to be, where the ball was.
The guy could close his eyes and he knew where the ball was. He's one of the top 5 greatest goal scorers in the history of the game.
He ran about 20 yards a game.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever broke a sweat. However, he could score in great bunches just by knowing exactly what he's just an absolute professional assassin at that striker position.
Played in the United States too in the 70s.
Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Yes,
and of course was a German superstar before that.
Bayern Munich. Gerd Muller's a legend. He's a legend.
That's who I think of when I think of guys, with teams that need help with that and that ability to finish as he could finish. And he wasn't a tall man, but he could still score with his head.
Yep.
And of course, he could create angles, and he was pain for goalkeepers, to say the least.
And he's, as I said before, he's one of the greatest goal scorers in the history of the game. Regardless, he was amazing, amazing. Left foot, right foot, as you mentioned, he can score anyway. Wasn't the tallest, but he just timed his leaps perfectly with the head. Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah, if they could clone him. They could find a way to clone him in Oklahoma City. Make him a 20-year-old Gerd Mueller. Oh, they would,
it'd be pretty tough to beat.
Yeah.
Some of those chances that aren't going in at the moment would certainly be going in there.
He probably could score from midfield the way he was. Yeah.
So Oklahoma City trying to bounce back. They had the 1-0 lead right before halftime. They get the goal from Vucic, and didn't take long for Phoenix to respond on Greer's first goal of the season in the 47th minute. And here come the Rising again, pressing, trying to create space in that box. Heel pass, but Harris intercepts. And now the Energy trying to push back. Can't quite get it going. Did that go over the line?
Nope, stayed in. Yeah.
All right, well, we play on anyhow.
Close,
the Energy gets it. That was very close, but no flag coming up there, and a good no call by the assistant.
You see Michael Harris is having an excellent game at that right back position. He's timing his runs up the pitch in attack perfectly, and then dropping back and doing well to be solid in his defensive responsibilities. He picked out that pass on the Phoenix attempt, so he's having an excellent game at that right back position.
Guzman, and again going back to something that George, you pointed out earlier, Guzman dropping back when Harris and Highland press up, as they frequently do. And here is Wallace, and gives me a chance to tell you about the Energy FC Gold Card to help out season seat members. You can pick up discounts at several metro area locations, and let's see who gets there first. So that'll finish this up. All-American Roofing, Abel's Mexican Restaurant, MVS Seamless Guttering, Latino Supermarket, and Kotner Law Group. All you have to do to find out more is go to energyfc.com/gold. And don't forget, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, just visit nikesoccer.com. OKC wins that 50-50 ball, and now we'll try to press the advantage in the 55th minute. Gonzales lurking in the middle. If they can find him. Jackson. Highland strikes. Oh! Highland, a left-footed screamer.
Oh, that is a great goal by Kyle Highland. Unmarked by himself, far post. He times his run perfectly. He doesn't push up too quickly at the left back position. He slowly creeps up the field, and when he sees that defense is focusing all their attention on that far side, he is wide open, and he makes the run, and look at it, he just measures it beautifully. There's no goalkeeper in the world that could stop that. Brilliant goal. Mindful a little bit of Gerd Muller there with the finish there. The way he was able to just time it, great technique. Yep. Perfect strike there.
Yeah, the goalie was slightly screened. Unless he was standing right there, maybe he has a chance to punch it. But wow, what a strike from Highland off the pass from Jackson, whom I hope will get an assist for that.
Definitely.
I would think that you'd have assists handed out tonight for Harris and on the first goal. And now Jackson will get the assist there. So OKC charges back in front, 2-1. In the 56th minute, an absolute strike by Highland, his second goal of the season.
And once again, we saw the Phoenix defense sleeping a little bit, lacking, and smart play by Kyle Highland. He doesn't just burst up the field once his team is up. He slowly creeps up, makes sure that the Phoenix defense has their attention completely turned to that far side, the left side of their defense, the right side of OKC's attack, then makes his way up the pitch. You saw he was completely unmarked. He had plenty of time to pick out where he wanted to go with the ball, and his technique was flawless in finishing that play.
Highland not able to control that because he's a normal-sized person instead of about 6'6". But I'm sure his heart rate is jacked just a couple of extra degrees after that unbelievable, blistering strike.
And that's the finishing Jimmy Nielsen was talking about. When those opportunities present itself, you have to finish them. And they are presenting themselves because Phoenix's defense is not marking very tightly. They're leaving a lot of spaces and a lot of holes for OKC to exploit.
But still a long way to go. Any Energy fan will tell you that based on a couple of results that have gone against them. Colorado, the Switchbacks got out of Springs last week, just a few days ago actually, in Colorado Springs, and then about 3.5 weeks ago or so in Tempe. Long throw in, trying to generate a header there, and that's going to go. Referee, I believe, is signaling for a goal kick. We have a few bodies bouncing around, but everybody's okay.
Brave souls in the air when those balls get sent into the area.
So if you're the Energy, I think one of the things you now have to avoid, and this isn't a sport where you can call a timeout and gather the guys together. But you gotta flush out those past failures right now. You cannot say, oh, we're up 2-1. Oh God, here we go. We're gonna blow it. We're gonna give up a goal. You have to get that out of your mind. And this is a new day, a new game, a new half. And let's see if they can take that approach and get the 3 points this time.
Well, you know what will help them, Dave, get those thoughts out of the mind is the fact that they are able to exploit the defense. They have been able to create chances. We saw first half stats, they basically dominated the first half with the possession and shots on target. So all they have to do is say, hey, look, we're up 2-1. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. And we can get a third goal. We can get a fourth goal. This back line of Phoenix is very unorganized right now. And they've been able to consistently get behind the defense, beat the players one-on-one, and with some smart passing movement off the ball, they can get a third goal here. So the best way to combat that is to just say, hey, we're doing very well, let's keep it going.
Well, Lorendi came well off the line there, but he had help on the back line, so he will go back to his position. Phoenix trying to come up with the equalizer. They've done it once already tonight. And the Energy looking to perhaps put a cap goal in here to put this game away if they could. Wallace with a lot of room to work over to Highland, who is scoring what is right now the game winner.
And just keep the possession. Give everybody a touch. See what the spaces provide. And Phoenix is pressing a little bit higher. They want to obviously get a quick turnover and get that equalizer. So that's going to leave some room in the middle. Going to leave some room in the back as well. If they play the right pass, get players in the right position, they can get another run at Wyszynski in goal.
These teams played in May in Tempe and saw a 2-1 Phoenix victory in the 95th minute on a goal by Wright Phillips, who is not there tonight. Either is Omar Bravo. The Energy giving Andy Craven and Alex Dixon the night off for the match coming up on Saturday at home, though. No travel involved. But they did play Saturday in Colorado Springs at altitude. Let's not forget that, because that can drain anybody. So Jimmy Nielsen may be looking here very shortly to start subbing in some of the guys who played on Saturday, who played a lot of time. That's way, way too hot, and that would be a goal kick for Cody Lorendi.
Yeah, well done there by Michael Harris. He was backpedaling. He was able to keep Vasquez from getting around him, and the service was well wide. So well done by Michael Harris.
You can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league by tuning in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 8 Central Time on Sirius XM FC Channel 85, and Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. All you have to do is check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Again, Jackson trying to break down his defender 1v1. He'll go left, and everybody sort of stopped for just a second, but nothing for no reason. No whistles, no flags.
Yeah, Jackson had to hold up the play. Didn't have a player he could send in the service to.
Highland slipped just a touch, but maintains control. Now taken away from him. Good steady job defensively by Gavin. Shoves it off to a teammate. It was Romy Hernandez. And now Phoenix will try to get organized.
Looks like Barril has moved in behind the striker here.
Well, some room to work. Left it off, left side, to the right of the keeper, Lorendi. Dangerous header, but not much on it. You saw that Highland ran for it, and it was over his head, but the header was not very crisp, and Lorendi had a clear path to grab it.
What we're seeing in Oklahoma City's attack is Gonzales and Barril freely switching.
Well, here's Barril right now. He has an opportunity to strike. Stops.
Oh!
Pass on the heel. Gonzales chips. No. Flag is up. It's an offside.
Oh,
creativity,
yes,
definitely.
Oh, if that flag stays down, that would have been a clever pass by Barril. A little back heel on Miguel Gonzalez is offsides. You wonder if Barril, being a little too unselfish there, he had the one-on-one situation. If he takes the shot a little bit sooner, opens his hips, goes for that far post, maybe he beats Wyszynski, or if he goes with his left foot, just tries to roof that shot with power in the near post, he could score. A little too creative there by Barril.
I thought he was going to shoot. I really did. I was a little surprised he passed, particularly since he was about where Highland was when Highland let loose on his howitzer.
That would have been a better choice there for Barril. If he was in on the keeper, he takes a little bit better angle, sharper angle toward the middle, either gets a shot off or someone charging in, they foul him, you get a penalty. And, you know, most of the time that works out in your favor. But Barril has played very well. It wasn't the best decision on that particular play, but he has played very well, tracking back in the midfield, distributing as well. So he's having a good game.
Well, fans, today's match plays an important role in the close partnership between Major League Soccer and the USL to test the use of a video assistant referee, or VAR. The VAR will be implemented during key match-changing situations and serious missed incidents on the field. And for more information on VAR and its use in a match, visit USLsoccer.com. So far, we have not had a buzz down from the official in the booth. So we're going to see the debut of Chad Bond coming up very shortly for the Energy. Take a good look at Bond, who signed on June 1st. And he's going to come in right now, as a matter of fact. Can't get a look at the board as to see who's coming out. And it looks like he's going to take out Juan Pablo Guzman, who will exit with a card on his record. So Chad Bond making his debut for the Greens.
This is a move that is a defensive-minded move. It's a like for like, but Bond is a little more defensive than Guzman. That should give Rasmussen a little more freedom to move forward and attack, help out, and add an extra body to the attack, because Barril and Gonzales and Jackson and Wojcik, they've done very well. But to get a third goal, you need that extra player to fill in that space at the top of the penalty area, finish those chances.
He had previously played with St. Louis FC, had 2 goals in 27 matches with them last season. He also played in Tulsa and has played for Sacramento Republic and the Los Angeles Blues, who now we know as Orange County SC. He's a Welshman. Chad.
Sure, he was very happy to see Wales make it to the semifinals of the Euros the last summer.
Into traffic. Headed away by the back line. More trouble here. OKC looking for the offside call. They didn't get. Wallace escapes with the ball. And so a few hands go up. His buddy will try to chase that down. A few OKC players trying to help out the referee's assistance. So the first substitution of the game brings Bond in for Guzman. We have yet to see Phoenix go to their bench for Rick Shantz, whose last game as the interim coach. Patrice Carteron will be coming over and taking in on Saturday in Tempe against Vancouver, and of course you'll have Drogba as well.
Little French language connection between the two.
And I would imagine Bravo and Wright Phillips, so you'll get the full Monty with Phoenix against Vancouver in Tempe.
That will be quite a sight. Didier Drogba, recently named one of the top 100 most famous athletes in the world. Well, he's a Champions League winner. He's the Ivory Coast all-time leading goal scorer. He's a legend in Chelsea, so that should be big fun. Even though he's pushing 40, they say he's in tremendous shape. He's kept himself in great shape throughout his career, so he's gonna score his fair share of goals, that's for sure.
Yeah, that'll tilt the Western Conference possibly and see if Phoenix can make a run. We still have a long way to go in this regular season. We're only in June. We haven't even hit the halfway point yet, even though the season began at the end of March. An opportunity there briefly for the Greens, but coming up with it is the goalkeeper Wasinski, making his first start of the season tonight. If you want to learn more about Drogba and the rest of the USL, you can find out by just going to USLsoccer.com. You can find out about the young stars and the older stars, all the latest league news, and also follow the league on Twitter at USL. Imagine a Mike's program on Sirius XM. We'll have a little talk about Didier Drogba. There's an opportunity now. Here's Vucic, lays it off. Back to Highland. It was a great run by Badil. He just couldn't quite pay it off, so he brought it back out wisely.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Wojcik touch was a little too wide, and so Badil had to track, play it back, and reset the attack for OKC. But they're holding on to possession, and that's the most important thing. When you're 2-1 lead, you don't want to be conservative. You want to be aggressive. You want to be intelligently aggressive, but you don't want to be conservative. And they're attacking. They're pushing forward, holding on the possession. That's a good sign for OKC.
Yeah, 57 to 43% the possession right now in favor of the Greens. In the 69th minute, they maintain the advantage 2-1. Rasmussen with a nice trap. Lays it off for the shot. Oh, save, rebound, goal! It's 3-1 Energy and a brace for Vucic.
That all started with Daniel Jackson making the run into space. And if you look at the replay, Miguel Gonzales is actually kind of directing Jackson to get into that area. And Jackson made a smart play. He one-timed the shot, doesn't overdo it on the touches. One-times the shot, great technique, and it falls right into Wojciech, who's there in the right place at the right time. Brilliant, brilliant goal by OKC. Wojciech is going to get credit for it, but it started out wide with Jackson running into space, and then Wojciech finishing the opportunity.
And that's what Dirk Mueller would do.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Where do I have to stand to score a goal? Oh, I'll stand right here. Look, the ball's right here. I think I'll score.
Exactly.
And that's what Vucic did right there. So having not scored in league play up until tonight, he gets a pair this evening, a brace for Vucic, and now the Energy with the clock and, most importantly, the score on their side. We're going to get a change here, as coming out will be Hernandez, and coming in number 23 for Phoenix Rising, Perlo Paunesa. And Peonessa, pardon me. Peonessa will come in, and coming out will be Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez was supposed to be that kind of holding midfielder, that center midfielder for Phoenix, but did not do his job in terms of containing Barril and Miguel Gonzales. They were running rev shot through this Phoenix midfield throughout the game, so change made for Phoenix. Oklahoma City finishing their chances the way Jimmy Nielsen wanted it. Started again. It was Harris leaving it for Jackson, or excuse me, it was Rasmussen that left it for Jackson, and Jackson running into space, one-timing it, and Wojciech in the right place at the right time. And those are the plays that could set up Wojciech for a great season.
Well, Peonessa making just his 4th appearance on the year, played only 57 minutes in the first 3, coming off the bench out of Chico State. Cross there, headed away from the back line, but kept in by Bond. He's making his OKC debut tonight. And right now, everything seems to be going the way of the Energy. And that foul will go against the Energy, and that's going to draw the ire of and a yellow card for Vucic. He doesn't like it, but he has got a busy night in the scorebook. 2 goals and now a yellow in the 72nd minute.
Got 2 goals, but the intensity is still strong. Yeah, it's a yellow card offense. He is able to, goes in behind on, gets in and tackles Mike Seth from behind. Easy call for the referee to make. He deserves a yellow card for that. It wasn't a nasty challenge, but just wasn't necessary, tackling from behind.
And bringing the trainer out now to take a look at Seth's left leg. And you wonder, Jimmy Nielsen, what he's thinking about tactically now with the 2-goal lead. We're going to go a little deeper into stoppage time, which has always been nervous time for the Energy, where they've had 2 draws taken away from them in stoppage time by late goals, including Saturday's game at Colorado Springs. Vucic gets the yellow. That's 2 cautions against the Energy. Guzman, having won earlier, he is out of the match, having been taken out for Chad Bond. And referee continuing to chat it up with Vucic, who's not buying into it, but that is Vucic's 2nd caution of the season. And I tell you who's been playing cleanly lately, George. Early in the year, Jose Barril had 2 red cards.
Yeah.
Still leads the league. But as you see Daniel Gonzales about to come into the bed, he has played with very little difficulty with the officials ever since then, and has been an asset to the Energy by staying on the pitch.
Yeah, and we see his value when he is on the pitch and he keeps his head on straight and things are going his way. He is a very important creative player. He has a flair, he has excellent technique, he can get into space, he has pace as well. He's a player that can help OKC when he is on the pitch and he's healthy. Remember, he had a little bit of a knee injury issue as well. He comes off, but he performed very well in this game, and his combination and his ability to switch space with Miguel Gonzales was huge.
So Badillo checks out, Daniel Gonzales checks in, so the Gonzales brothers are still out there. In the meantime, Seth goes to the bench to be tended to by the training staff. And I have not seen another player come on yet, so he may be shorthanded for a little bit while he is. You take a look at the bottom of your screen. Now we fade up and we take a look at the action. You see the one substitution already with Payanessa coming in, the American, in for Hernandez. That's the one change that Phoenix has made so far, and that's all.
It's like Herlo Payanessa might be the player that moves up into the striker position for Phoenix, especially with Mike Seth out.
Chance here, trying to get it past Lorendi, who was wisely not going to let a Phoenix player get there first. They were going to try to maybe sucker him off the line, but he was well ahead of their thinking.
Herlo Payanessa is the one that's come in. He's filled that role for Mike Seth up top. Almost looks like maybe a 4-4-2 for Phoenix. Chris Cortez pushing up a little bit.
Well, Payanessa, you can see the fresh legs as he is chasing all over the field right now, trying to put any kind of pressure he can, and maybe if OKC lets up a little bit, lets their concentration lapse, he could be there to scoop up the mistake.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Phoenix is desperate with a long ball here, trying to go route one and see if they can create a second goal, get back in this game.
Right now it's been the energy. Phoenix did score in the 47th minute to even up this match, but then a beautiful left-footed blast in close from Kyle Highland. There's a chance here over the head of Vucic, who has a brace tonight, sandwiched around those Highland goals. A header by Vucic in the first half, and then he was able to volley in a rebound for the third goal and his second of the night and of the season. And they're the two goal scorers there getting a chance to touch. Through to Daniel Gonzales, who has a goal on the season as well. Laid off nicely to his brother Miguel, who strikes too high. Good intent, just a little bit high.
Ooh, that would have been a brilliant goal if he would have been able to keep that shot down and pick out that far post. Brothers Gonzales combining. We featured him as our player to watch, and even though he hasn't scored in this game, he's been able to look strong and create opportunities for his teammates.
OKC trying to pick up a fourth victory at home this season against one defeat. All of their victories have come at home this year. They are winless outside of Taft. They picked up a draw in Colorado Springs in the snow a couple of months ago. Mentioned coming up, though, a massive test on Saturday night against San Antonio. Got goalkeeper Diego Restrepo leading the league in clean sheets. Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at all 4 Supermercado Morelos locations, including Northwest 23rd and Meridian, Northwest 50th and MacArthur, off of Northwest 5th and I-35 in Moore, and the newest location, Southwest 59th Street. And the Energy tonight, my favorite look on them is this blue and green. And you can, if you like them, Under Armour made them. And you can get your new kit by visiting the Energy FC store in Automobile Alley or go to energyfc.com.
Blue with the checkered
sleeves. It's a good look.
Smooth. Yes,
it's a good
definitely.
Look. And for our perspective, easy to read, which never hurts.
Yes.
But it's still a handsome look.
Well, the blue and green colors allow for very, very creative designs and styles. Those two colors work well together. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling. I like the blue and green there for sure. Dark blue and the green.
So Seth is out of the game, and Areola has checked in, number 13. So that substitution was made. Number 13, Areola in, and Seth, unfortunately, not able to continue, shaken up a little bit with a knee injury of some kind, or a leg injury, I should say so. Eder Areola out of Los Angeles is in. Header knocked away, cleared out by Rasmussen.
And so Peonessa is the striker now for Phoenix here.
Oh, and there's a little chip, and Lorendi will call off Wallace and take over. So each team can make one more substitution. It looks like that Oklahoma City will get away with resting Mickey Daly tonight. I would be surprised if he was the third substitution to come in. You might see Dixon instead for OKC.
Ariola has come in. He's in that midfield. So they keep the 4-2-3-1. And Ariola comes in where Hernandez was.
So a good look there at Peonessa, Herlo Peonessa. And Vucic laying right down to the nub here in the 81st minute. OKC up 3-1. Trying to lock down a 4th victory and pick up a very important 3 points in their 10th game of the season.
If they can hold on to this result, this is massive, because remember, they've made a lot of changes. No Alex Dixon in the lineup. Might not be the first choice side that Jimmy Nielsen wanted to play, but they got 3 goals and they beat a good team, Phoenix team, so this is encouraging.
Island swinging wide left, leaving it off. Gonzales looking for room, can't quite find it. He'll have to push back. Lays it off for Daniel Gonzales. Now Vucic. And the back line for Phoenix shut that door. You can see how organized they look at that moment.
Right.
They look like 5 guys on a foosball table. Vucic breaking free! Oh, the hat trick was on his foot. He was on sides too.
Oh, it's a great run. Well timed by Vucic. He just read that back line, waited for the right moment. It's Miguel Gonzales over the top. Oh, he's just got to play it to one side. I think he tried to go over the goalkeeper, and he had all the net, especially on that far post. Tough break for Vucic. But we've seen it all throughout the match, Dave. Time and time again, OKC has been able to get behind that back line. No matter how organized they look, Phoenix's back line looks, they've been clever enough, OKC, to time their runs, to get behind the back line. This could be a 4 or 5 goal game for OKC, especially when you consider the chances they had in the first half. This is an excellent performance by Oklahoma City going forward. They can build a lot of confidence off of this result.
And they're going to need it with San Antonio coming in on Saturday. It's going to be a gigantic match. Get your tickets to that 2-3-5 kick. There'll be fidget spinners given away on Saturday as Jackson into the box. Had a chance there. Bumped off the ball, and Phoenix is countering. Here's Gray.
Oh, he's got to get it to Gonzales sooner. If he gets it to Gonzales sooner, maybe Gonzales has a chance to score or pick out Vucic in the area.
Jimmy Nielsen grabbing his head in absolute disbelief that that call went against his side. And that was a rather obvious push. I don't know why he came up complaining. It seemed pretty clear even to me that Bond with a little bit of a shove. No card, of course. Good ball through here, though. A dangerous moment inside the box. Shot. And it's in. It's 3-2 in the 83rd minute.
Oh, this makes for a final 6 minutes that will be very intense.
That's Ariola with the goal, coming off the bench for Mike Seth.
Now, look at how much space he has down that far left side. He's able to turn in on Harris, pick out that far post.
Uh-oh, if you're an OKC fan, you've seen this movie before. Usually it's a 1-goal issue. They still have that extra goal.
It looked like when they went up 3-1 a little bit, or I should say when they went up 3-1, they took their proverbial foot off the pedal a little bit, and you can't do that in this league. They have to continue to apply the pressure.
Well, Ariola's been all over the world and all over USL. He's played in Armenia, played in the USL with Los Dos. He's played in Mexico and was a UCLA star. So he knows how to score. and he has made it 3-2.
And we've seen Arriola throughout the season at a left back position. He's more of an attacking player in this match when he's come on as a substitute, more of a left wing in that position, and he was able to get out wide, cut inside, and pick out that far post. It was great technique and well done by Arriola, and the defense of OKC sleeping a little bit.
It'll be Dixon. Looks like he might be the next substitution on the last one for Jimmy Nielsen. You see him standing right there. That would be a defensive-oriented. Oh, look out. Oh, that's a tough fall. And a yellow card being issued there. But that is a fall right on the shoulder. And that is Watson who is in the match, and that is the last substitution for Phoenix. And a very hard fall for Vucic. And he took that on the arm or the shoulder. So Watson snuck in on us. Take a look at this again, and well, and you saw him break it with his wrist. And I don't know if it's his shoulder. His wrist takes it, and his left shoulder too. So Watson will get the card, and Vucic already yelping in pain, and understandably still in a great deal of pain.
You know what, Dave, that looks like a pretty dirty move there by Watson. Vucic is already up in the air. There's no reason to make contact with him or to drive the shoulder into the lower part of Vucic's body, because in the air, these players are very vulnerable. I think the league might have to do something about that for Matt Watson.
Well, they will review it for sure. And I would think the logical move here was Dixon for Vucic, which I thought they might have been doing anyway. Looking at the arm, the elbow, it could be a variety of things. Having had a tough fall and broken a wrist, that was my first thought. For him when I saw that, and it's the obvious substitution of Dixon for Vucic. Let's hope that's not what it is, but there's a few things it could be, to be honest.
He's holding, I think it's an elbow, the way
wrist or elbow, the way, yeah, and that's a long fall, man, and you without any kind of padding on there. So some nervous moments, to say the least. Coming up for OKC is Vucic. Seems to be doing a little bit better, but that's easy for me to say.
This is the first goal here. It's a perfect service by Harris. Look at J.J. Greer. He completely, I don't want to say gives up on the ball, but he misjudges it, and it allows Vucic to score. And then this one, right place at the right time. A couple minutes later, he could have had a hat trick that probably would have put the game away for OKC. Whatever the case, he has performed very well, and he's had a great game.
I got to think X-rays are in his future.
Yeah.
Find out exactly if he suffered anything broken. In the meantime, look out here. Phoenix breaking free. OKC has to hustle the green defense back. Cortez trying to create with that left foot. His shot is blocked.
And Oklahoma City's lucky Cortez was a little selfish there, because A.J. Gray was running down the right side, and he was unmarked. If Cortez picks him out, turns his head, Gray could be one-on-one against Lorendi.
They try to go give and go here, trying to work it into, I think there was a Vila, and they did not work out. And OKC now with Miguel Gonzales, he's got a little bit of room to work. And we now understand that Vucic's being put into a sling to take a little of the pressure off of that either. And again, it's could be anything from shoulder all the way down to his wrist. Yeah. There's a wide variety of possibilities there with that fall that he took. Little space here. There's a strike. And a rebound left there, but nobody was there to clean it up. But that kills some good time. Stoppage time, though, George, it could be minimum to be 3 minutes.
Yeah,
could be 4.
For sure, because of the Vucic injury.
Yellow cards, goals. Yep. It's been an active half. We were 1-0 at halftime, OKC. And you see now where we stand. Phoenix came out and scored in the 47th minute. OKC got goals from Highland and Vucic to make it 3-1. Then the Arriola goal to make it 3-2. Into the box, headed, but not with enough power. One more time, ball in the air. And Rasmussen will get it high into the air.
Richard Dixon now in. He's a right back, but he's pushing up a little bit. He's a little more higher up on the pitch. But his responsibility is to track back and to preserve this lead for Oklahoma City. And it's a shame that Wojciech's match ended like this because he played so well. Talked about how he had no goals in USL play leading up to this game. He has a brace, almost had a hat trick. It was momentum positive for Wojciech and Oklahoma City, and then he gets hurt on what I believe is a dirty play by Watson.
Well, we'll see when the USL disciplinary report comes out if Watson is mentioned on it for something more serious than the yellow card he received. In the meantime, can OKC hang on? Or they cannot allow another stoppage time getaway. They've lost 2 draws in stoppage time. Now Daniel Gonzales has some room to run.
Needs help.
And he just lays it off to the goalkeeper. Daniel Jackson was coming in, but just could not get there in time.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jackson just came from too far wide, and so just couldn't cut in that angle enough. It was the right decision by Daniel Gonzales, but Jackson just came from so far wide that it was tough for him to get in.
And now down is Jackson, and 4 minutes of stoppage time has been added by the referee, which seems right. Now Daniel Jackson is down. We did not get a clear look at what happened. This is going to put more stoppage time onto our stoppage time.
Yep, this is.
And now we're seeing we're told potentially a yellow card offense against Phoenix. And that's a red card, and well, he's got both in his hand here.
Yeah, every time you see it in the.
Yeah, he flashed it. We understand Greer is going to be hit with that card. So here's the foul we did not get a chance to see. Greer. Oh yeah, that's understandable.
It comes in late.
Yep, that's the correct call, and Jackson's going to be okay. But he's added stoppage time, and that's got to drive Jimmy Nielsen and the OKC crew a little crazy. They don't want any more time on the clock, believe me.
This is when OKC, they have to be disciplined defensively, obviously, but this is when they have to control the midfield here and control the possession, try to end this game in their attacking half. That's what they have to do. The further the way they keep the ball from their own goal, the better chance they have of closing this game out and winning. It's a very simple strategy. I know it's hard to execute sometimes, but you see too many teams just defend when they have a lead. No, they need to be aggressive. They don't necessarily have to get a lot of shots. If the goal comes, it comes, but try to hold on to possession, keep the ball in your attacking half, and chip away at the defense. Maybe you get a 4th goal, but at the very least, you keep them from having possession and pushing forward and threatening Lorendi.
So Wyszynski lays it off. Into the box. Got to get rid of it any way you can, and Harris does exactly that. A throw-in in the 93rd minute. Payanessa looking to create a header. It's blasted out of there. I think that was Andrews who got a piece of that. And there's going to be a foul in favor of us. Harris was the aggressor that time going after the ball, and he got bumped.
This is good for Oklahoma City now. Just boot it up the park, try to win the header, keep possession in your attacking half, kill this game off, and send everybody at Taft Stadium smiling with a victory.
And Lorendi's going to blast this as high and far as he can. He got it out of bounds. I'm not sure if that's what he wanted, but he did kill about 10-15 seconds there between the time they get it to throw it back in, which Phoenix does quickly. And again, I think it's going to be a little past 4 minutes, because as soon as they put the stoppage time up, Jackson got clipped and they needed to bring the trainer out. Uzo trying to create, knocked off by Andrews. See Highland now defending against Gray.
And they've gone to 4-4-2 now, trying to preserve this lead.
Lorendi, yeah, I was wondering if he was going to come off the line for that. Wallace was sort of frozen there for a second. And now if I'm Lorendi, I just blast this to Shawnee if I can.
Yeah.
And
you have Jackson and Miguel Gonzales are up top as the 2 forwards.
And Jackson got a head on that. Daniel Gonzales lays it off to his brother Miguel. Off to Rasmussen.
Dixon out wide. Yeah, Dixon has space.
Richard Dixon with some room. Lays it off to Miguel Gonzales, who's double teamed, but now some smart passing here by the Energy.
Yep, you see Gonzales surrounded by 4 players, but they didn't really attack him strongly, so he was able to pass his way out of it, maintain possession. Smart by Daniel Gonzales.
Got to be the waning seconds of this match now, even with the injury to Jackson, as Phoenix just blasted up the pitch, but there's nobody there. And that's it. OKC hangs on and earns 3 points. It might have been a painful night for Vucic. As you can see, he gets a brace, and he's in a brace.
Yeah.
But what a night for his 2 goals. The Greens will celebrate this one, and hopefully whatever the x-rays turn out to be for Vucic, they're going to be negative, and he'll be able, I don't know if he can play Saturday or not, but we'll know more during the week. But congratulations to the Energy for a critical 3-2 win. Coming up on the other side of the break is the post-match report, brought to you by UCO's Downtown NBA, as the Energy.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box.
I don't think any city in America has come as far as fast as an Oklahoma City. And the reason you see so I don't think any city in America has come as far as fast as Oklahoma City. And the reason you see so many highly educated 20-somethings move into the city is that vibe, is that energy.
And we want to be a part of that. We believe our MBA program is just as vital, it's just as interesting, and just as engaging as other parts of people's lives. We can provide students with this incredible opportunity to learn in the places where they're living, working, and playing.
Harris unveils the flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a fight, goal kick, and it's in! Unbelievable from OKC Energy!
The Energy FC postgame show is brought to you by UCO's Downtown MBA program. Connect to the future of business. Finish your MBA from Central in just 16 months. Visit mba.uco.edu for more details. With George Metellus, Dave Lamont, and as George says, the fans go home happy tonight. Vucic will probably be headed to the ER for x-rays on that left arm to find out whether it's a shoulder, elbow. They've got him braced up, which ironically, because he had a brace tonight with 2 goals. We take a look at our highlights in full time.
Yeah, it was a good performance and a strong performance in attack for OKC. This was a common theme throughout the match. Able to get behind Phoenix's defense throughout the match. And a great chip there by the captain, Blair Gavin. And Vucic, we saw he had a brace in this game. We'll get to the goals in just a second, but he was able to carve out some space. He had plenty of chances in this match. Randy with some key saves in important moments, and in the end they get the result. But it was Vucic coming through, and consistently OKC was able to get behind that back line of Phoenix.
Here's the first goal on beautiful service from Harris, and Vucic just explodes into that header. Not much that the goalkeeper could do about this.
Absolutely, and this is also Vucic taking advantage of poor defense by J.J. Greer, who basically kept backing up and backed himself out of the play, and then Vucic finishes it there. I think this might have been a foul against Greer, as he might have pushed Wallace. Whatever the case, he was able to get the header on the frame and get Phoenix back into this game. And then Highland, well-timed run, plenty of time and space, and he finished strong.
Beautiful pass from Jackson. Highland closed like a champion with that. That is just a screamer.
Yes. It's a fantastic goal by Kyle Highland. And then the third goal, this basically is the game winner. Vucic in the right place at the right time, but it's well done by Rasmussen to play it into space for Daniel Jackson. His shot is kept out, and then Vucic, right place, right time, but well worked by OKC.
And then just when it looked like everything was going the way of the Energy, you get Ariola off the bench, cleared some space for himself, turned Harris around and got in between the two defenders and just past Lorendi. And again, you had to wonder about OKC. To be fair, they have struggled late in matches, but they hang on here. Yet some good defense on the back line and a couple of timely runs, and they wind up with this 3-2 victory. They were outshot, but not on target. Had the possession from the very beginning, and each side drawing yellow cards, 2 of them.
Yeah, the possession number is something that OKC Energy fans should be very encouraged about, because 57% possession. They consistently got behind that Phoenix back line, able to disrupt the back line in the organization of Phoenix, and they got 3 goals as a reward.
Energy FC's next home match will be Saturday, June 10th, against the hottest team in the USL, San Antonio FC, 7:30 p.m. The first 2,000 fans through the gates will get a fidget spinner from Energy FC and First Fidelity Bank. Call 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com/ticket. So the Energy behind the 2 goals from our man of the match, Vucic, or as you called him before, Whoa.
Whoa. Yes, whoa.
Could not contain him. And it's a victory for OKC. They pick up 3 that they really earned and really needed. For George Metellus and our entire crew, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you for watching the USL and OKC Energy Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.